Hey there, everybody. How you doing tonight? Um, we have a few things we want to go over. Not a whole lot. We'll try again to keep this down underneath 30-minute mark. Have a few shout outs we'd like to say for our weight loss shout outs. Ivy, she just rocked it at 80 pounds lost. Just did an amazing job. So proud of her. Um, we had Chad Arnold is down 14 pounds. Mark Busky is down 18 pounds. Ayla Gregg is down 17 pounds. Christina Music's down 5.4 pounds this challenge. And Teresa LaPalme is down 18 pounds. So you guys are all doing awesome. Very, very proud of you. So, Justin, can you get to the questions for today?
Yeah. I'm right here.
Cool.
First one from Scott Anderson. It's come up a few times lately. How do you keep your motivation when facing lack of results or when new wears off? He means probably like the newness of a program or the newness of our diet and weight loss challenges.
Oh, gotcha. Alan, you want to tackle that one?
Sure. You know, we're always telling people that you need to have a really strong why. And a lot of people, you know, their why is I want to lose X amount of weight or I want to be able to physically fit enough to do some event or something, which that's great. And having like a set number to shoot for or body fat percentage, which I prefer people look at instead of body weight. I think a better why is taking that, whatever your goal is. Those are your goals, I think. Your why is taking that goal and thinking to yourself, you know, when I attain that goal and I'm at that weight or body fat percentage or that strength or whatnot, think to yourself, how is that going to, or what is that going to let me do then that I can't do now? You know, how is that going to affect me? How is that going to affect the people around me? You know, how is it just generally going to change my situation for the better? And I think when you find the answer to those questions, that's your real why, and that's what's going to keep you going. Because just saying, you know, I want to be fit, that's well and good, but you know, is that really going to help you change your behavior when you're staring down that carton of ice cream that you haven't been able to have in a couple months? You know, when you're thinking to yourself, you know, at least for me, you know, I want to be healthy and fit to inspire others and, you know, teach my son how to do this long term and be successful at it. So when I'm really shooting for a goal and I'm being very targeted about it, you know, is me doing this going to inhibit my long-term success of what I really want? And you know, is it worth more to me than that? And the answer is usually no. So I think that's a really good point to come at that from. And I've been seeing a lot of people asking that question on like message boards and whatnot too. I mean, it's very common. So that's my take.
Yeah, it's been coming up a lot this week. Even one of my dear friends, I mean, she's having the exact same problem, and we talked about it. And you gotta figure out your real why. Looking good in a bikini or a bathing suit is not the best goal to have. I mean, it's a good goal, but you need to think bigger. You need to figure out exactly why you need to do this. Any other coaches?
You also gotta have something fun, you know. Just it's gotta be fun. Whatever program, whatever workout program you're doing, it's gotta be fun. You gotta want to do it. I mean, if you don't want to get up every morning and do your workout, you're not gonna do it. If you're not interested in it, then you know, maybe you need to find something to spice it up. Try to better yourself every single time. You know, do a little competition with yourself, or get a buddy and do a little competition with them. You know, just a little bit of one-upsmanship never hurt.
Got it. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay, next question.
Okay.
All right. So we have a question about a few calls ago. We talked about eating all your carbs before a certain time and then tapering them out throughout for the rest of the day. We want to know if we could give some tips on tapering that out a little for people who feel as if they're having trouble eating all of their calories. Sorry, I hope this haven't talked about yet. Missed the last couple calls. Yeah, I mean, so tips for tapering carbs.
Yeah, and this is something that's been discussed quite a bit lately too. I mean, they've had, Lance keeps on talking about, in the beginning he thought, tapering carbs after 5 p.m. was what was going to work for him. Then he eventually found out that it doesn't really matter. For me, I'm still doing the tapering just because that's kind of what I got the habit into, and so it's working for me. But like he said, you can eat all of your calories and carbs at any time of the day as long as you hit your calories and your macros.
Yeah, I mean, hitting total nutritional goals is more important.
Yeah.
When I was getting pretty close to my goal weight or body fat percentage, and I switched from fat shredder at 1800 to 40-40-20 at like 2000 or even 2100. I was coming home for dinner and I was still having like a couple cups of rice because my carbs went way up all of a sudden, and I was still losing weight. And I think I know they've done like research studies on this, and it doesn't look like that plays a huge effect at all. And if you're within your goals, your calorie and macro goals, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
I haven't been seeing anything about it either. I mean, I've been listening to 4 or 5 podcasts and reading up on some stuff, and I haven't seen anything about it. I've heard about carb cycling, between days, but nothing from AM to PM. So I guess just as long as you're not like going crazy with sugar right before bed, like I wouldn't worry about it.
Now I will say this. Saving carbs for around your workout is a really good thing to do.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you get up and you work out first thing in the morning and you don't need to eat, that's fine. If you do need to eat something, having a carb snack, a banana or something like that before a workout will give you energy to burn during your workout and let you push harder. But then also when you have a really hard exercise routine, especially if you're doing resistance training and weightlifting, getting a good simple carb source within 30 to 60 minutes, probably closer to the 30 mark, right after your workout will help jumpstart recovery, increase the recovery process, make it quicker. If you're going for muscle growth, like if you're doing Body Beast, it'll help you optimize muscle anabolism or muscle growth. So that's a really good thing to do. So if you're working out in the evening, be sure to save, maybe 30-40 grams of carbs for that quick snack right after your routine is done.
Okay, what is next?
Looks like Deanne Baudreau says she's losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, and right now she walks 6 kilometers a day and does strength training. She says she sees others burning 1,000 calories in their workout compared to her 300 or 400. Am I doing enough exercise? And then she's got another question. So.
I think losing 1 to 2 pounds a week is perfect. And some people, I know you're going to see different calories burned from different, applications. The one I use is from Map My Run, and it seems to be a lot higher than, some of the other ones. So I typically say I would burn about 600 calories per hour for me, but then that device says it's 1,000. So it's kind of depends on what your device you're using. Anyone else?
It also depends a lot on the person.
Yeah.
You know, if you're new to working out, you're going to burn a lot more calories, especially if you've got a good amount of weight to lose. Because think of yourself. Like me when I was 230 pounds trying to do Insanity, and me now at 175 pounds doing Insanity. My body doesn't have to work as hard to do that same routine, so I'm going to burn less calories. And even within a course of a few months, when I was using a heart rate monitor, when I first started P90X, the plyo routine, it said I burned 1,100 calories in the hour. You know, a couple rounds later, that same routine, I was burning 800 calories. So, it depends. And as, your fitness level improves, your body just becomes more efficient. But, again, if you're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, that's perfect, as long as you're eating enough.
Yes.
Yep, because you will stop losing if you're not eating enough. Oh, and part 2 of that question is number 2. She's having 2 scoops of protein mix a day. Is there a limit to how much I should have in a day? I'd say if you're just using 2 sources of protein for, not from food or, from meat or vegetables or whatever, if you're using 2 sources of whey or supplement, then I think you're fine. I wouldn't use those 2 shakes at the same time. I'd split them up. Do one in the morning, one in the evening, one post-workout. I wouldn't put them close. I wouldn't take them at the same time.
Alan, do you have anything to add?
It depends on philosophy. I mean, for me, I always try to get as much of my nutrition from food. But I've been eating higher protein for quite a while. So, and I don't mind eating a lot of lean meats. Just I'm kind of a meatosaurus, so it's all good. But I take one whey protein shake in the morning as part of my post-workout / breakfast. But other than that, once after my workout's done, I'm done with supplements, and I just eat whole food. Not always whole foods, but I eat healthy foods for the vast majority of the time after that. But I mean, if you're having trouble, if you're new to this, getting your protein numbers up, then a second shake is fine. I mean, whey, it comes from dairy products, so it's pretty much food anyway. But if you're trying to get like 150 grams of protein in a day, don't make like 120 of it from whey. One is perfectly fine, 2 is perfectly fine. I wouldn't start doing 3 shakes and 2 protein bars. That's I think getting a little excessive. And if you don't like meat, there's a lot of other things you can do. Like my wife, she has these breakfast sandwiches that she makes: whole wheat English muffins, egg white, Canadian bacon, which is more like ham anyway. And between 2 of those sandwiches, there's like 60 grams of protein in there. So, so you can get it without having to eat 10 ounces of pork loin or 12 ounces of chicken at a meal like I do most times.
Unless you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I don't really have time to sit down and eat 5 meals a day and spread it out. So just, for breakfast, I have my protein shake with Shakeology. Between that and the peanut butter that I have, there's like probably 60 grams of protein there. Lunch and then dinner, I just, it's not uncommon for me to have 70, 80 grams of protein in my meals because I'm eating like 210 grams a day. So between 3, you got to split it up. But that works for me. Is that going to work for everybody? No. So just do your best to make it work for you.
Yep. But yeah, I mean the 2 scoops or the 2 drinks that she's having every day, it's fine. So
Yeah, of course.
okay, what is next?
That's it.
That's it?
So what week are we in?
She had a
Week 6.
Week 6.
She had another question. It showed up right underneath your post, Joey. She said, one thing about losing a lot of weight is I have extreme stretch marks and they are itchy to the point I have them red and sore. Do any of you have any idea what will provide some relief? Joey replied with moisturize, and I would agree, and yeah, cocoa butter. Yep. So that would be my suggestion, but I didn't, I only had to lose 30 or 40 pounds. Alan, did you experience any stretchy skin or anything?
Not really.
No?
Nope.
I did, and it gets very, very itchy, and moisturize is really the best thing. It's basically dry skin is all it is. So just keep on moisturizing.
That, and I'm betting it's probably trying to heal itself, isn't it, Joey? Wouldn't you figure?
Yep. Yep. That's why it'll kind of feel like a burning sensation, itchy sensation, and that's just what it's doing. It's trying to heal itself. So keep it moisturized, and you'll be good to go. Okay, anything else out there?
I think that's it.
Okay. Does any of the coaches have anything to add? We still have we're only 20 minutes in, so I'm looking at some cute kids over here.
Hmm?
Hey there.
Hi.
Cute. Okay. Anybody else? I guess not. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. If there's no more questions out there, we will go ahead and call this the end of the call. Amber, you've been quiet tonight. You have anything to add?
Nope.
Nope.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, and have a good rest of your evening.
Guys.
See you guys.